So speaking of fast food tie-ins, we got an email from Steven. And subject is Innocence Lost. He writes, "Hey guys, my 5 and 9-year-olds learned a valuable lesson this weekend. By all accounts, they both live a very charmed childhood. This summer has been full of parties, beach trips, and fun with friends." I mean, editor's note just stepping in. It's a little bit of patting himself on the back there, as a dad saying
he's setting a scene.
He's setting a scene. And listen, I'm sure his kids live a charmed life. So then he continues, "Yesterday they learned that life is full of disappointment. I'm not sure they'll recover. I could see the look of realization on their small faces, a look that said everything I know is a lie. We stopped at the drive-thru at McDonald's hoping to land the last of the Lil McDonald's, or worst case, the new TMNT Hello Kitty collab. My 9-year-old tore into his Happy Meal box in the car before we left the window, and his words, 'Oh, what the heck?' Out came an Elio-themed toy. He slammed it on the floor in disgust. He looked out the window wistfully. Both toys ended up in the trash today. My kids are lying on the couch, no desire to do much of anything. I am considering life post Santa and Easter Bunny. Pixar is a mess." That's from Steven. So the Elio toy. So this is a email that we received 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Sunday. So this just happened.
And so they thought the storm had passed. They thought Elio's out of theaters. Nobody cares. Those toys can't still be they can't still be handing out these toys.
McDonald's sells they boast about it. You go to a McDonald's, they all have the sign in the front, how many billions and trillions of hamburgers they've sold. So they're blowing through these Happy Meals. Yeah. They're selling billions of hamburgers, and they're handing out Elio toys. Elio bombed in June.
I think they're probably doing I bet you what's happening is, for a little while, they were allowing people to hand the toy back. Opening up the box, the kid sees it, and the parent says, no, okay, we don't want this. And they're like, but you got to, and they're like, no, I'm not throwing it away. You throw it away. So they were taking it. And then there was a point where it was taking up room where they were keeping the cheese and they were trying to keep the meat. And so they're like, we have to just give these toys and don't let anybody give them back.
Right.
And so now all these kids are still getting these toys. And, I do think it's a great lesson. I think this email is a short story. Like, when I read this email originally, I was like, this is a great short story.
Okay.
I think it's well written. I think it builds, and then it has a payoff in a great way. So I would say try to publish this as a short story in a journal at somewhere.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the thing is that Pixar used to be something that brought joy, and now all it does is bring sadness. And the biggest movie they've had in the past couple years, the star of it is anxiety, right?
Right.
So even when it's succeeding and people see it, it's making kids anxious.
Yeah.
And now it's making kids depressed.
Yeah.
I mean, these summers at this age are precious.
Right.
And these Elio toys, they're going to remember that.
Well, you only are a kid for so long, and you're only collecting Happy Meal toys for so long.
Yeah.
And there's a finite number on the amount of Happy Meal toys you will ever receive. And for this listener's children, one of the finite number of toys they'll ever get out of a Happy Meal is Elio. Oh. And they're getting Elio in August, not Elio in June. At least in June, you could get that Elio toy and you could say, all right, maybe it'll have legs. Maybe it'll leg out like Elemental. Elemental just a year ago underperformed the opening, legged out, or 2 years ago, whenever that was. So if you're a kid, maybe that's the hope you cling to in June. We're in August. This listener's kids, they know that Elio is fully out of theaters.
Yeah.
There's no comeback for Elio at the box office, and now they're getting the Elio toy. I mean, they're probably like hoping maybe it's a weapons toy.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't know. If you're a kid, you don't know that obviously weapons is not going to do a brand partnership.
There's kids in
with
the
McDonald's.
commercial. Why wouldn't it be a kids movie?
Right. Well, that's true. If you're a kid right now, you get a Happy Meal, you're hoping it's a weapons kid. You're hoping it's, I'm going to get a toy. It's going to be one of those kids with his arms out. Running with his arms out.
And
Wind him
up, and he runs like this.
I mean, that would be ideal. Dude, I don't think most Happy Meal toys usually don't have like wind ups and mechanics to them. They're usually pretty basic, right?
They're pretty basic. I mean, there's been some, I feel like, that have some movement.
Yeah.
But I know there's stuff that usually has wheels more than anything.
Yeah. So you so you do the weapons.
Put the kids on wheel, like they're all on Heelys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if you're a kid, you're hoping against hope. You open up this Happy Meal.
Well, they have the thing that you pull the plastic thing out, and then they go.
Yeah, the little kid with his arms out just
and then he
zooms
just
across
zooms
your
across.
table.
Yeah.
And instead you get an Elio.